Every day, thousands of people hit the road heading towards their dreams. But sometimes those dreams collide with a harsh reality. Auto accidents with 18-wheelers can change lives in an instant. That's why you need the experience and expertise of St. Martin & Bork. With over 50 years of experience, St. Martin & Bork have fought for justice for the victims of truck accidents.
If you've been in a wreck with an 18-wheeler, know your rights.
Call St. Martin & Bork today to schedule your free consultation.
Hey everybody, welcome into Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here. It is Super Bowl week, without a doubt, and there's a lot of things that are happening around New Orleans and around the South Louisiana area that go along with the NFL celebration as they come in for Super Bowl 59. One of those happened down in Leesville, and 59 is also the tons that they donated with the celebration as they put shells back, and Super Bowl came down to do Super Bowl shells. Here to talk a little more about it is Archie Chasson, Lafourche Parish president. And man, this is just so cool to see. They had a lot of military special operations guys that were working and actually doing the manual labor, but they actually were kind of reinforcing some of the reefs around the area using oyster shells. And again, 59 tons of it. So a really, really cool deal that happened down in Leesville. We've had a lot of events that have happened down in that area that have taken areas away. It's nice to see something where we're actually building something and leaving something as opposed to what these storms do. So a really cool thing. So yeah, Archie, man, that had to be a great thing to participate with the NFL. I mean, besides what it just does to the area down there, it's so cool to see maybe the NFL kind of helping to give something back. Huh?
Yeah, no doubt. It was a really cool experience, Harry, to have NFL Green, which is the kind of public service project wing of the NFL, come down and actually explore parts of Lafourche Parish and actually give back. And it started out as a brainchild of Megan Champon, who's our Coastal Zone Management Director. She had been kind of dreaming up this project ever since we reopened the launch about a year ago, I guess, after the rebuild from Hurricane Ida. That launch was completely devastated, as that kind of big 16-foot wall of water kind of came through that area and the storm surge rolled up. So she started working on this project, kind of involved the Coalition to Restore Coastal Louisiana, CRCL, to try to help kind of put together a little bit of funding. We were working with the Port Commission down in Port Fourchon, kind of trying to put together what we thought was going to be just a small project to start out a phase of the Living Shoreline. And one of the partners with CRCL was a guy named Gonzo, who was a former Navy SEAL, former Master Chief from Chalmette, who's part of a group called Force Blue. It's a lot of old veterans that work with NFL Green and travel to these different project sites as part of the Super Bowl and do these community service projects to give back. So when he heard about this project, kind of in his backyard, right, not too far away from being a Chalmation down in Leeville, and it all kind of came to fruition. So early December, mid-December, we met with Jack and Susan from NFL Green, the founders of it, actually worked with them to develop the project. We had over 200 people in Leeville yesterday putting down about 59 tons of oyster shells for Super Bowl 59 and really worked to build that living shoreline. You see in the video, the oyster shells were redeemed from restaurants from Baton Rouge, New Orleans, local restaurants here from Houma, Thibodeau. As people eat them, they recycle the shells, they get put in these little bags, and then they get stacked on each other. And then behind that, we actually did several years of marsh grass planting to actually put this stuff together. So not only are we going to have a living shoreline that's going to help protect the boat launch, but we're going to have new green grass growing up behind it that'll hopefully sustain with future growth behind the boardwalk. So this was phase one of the project. As we announced yesterday, Port Fourchon and the Greater Lafourche Port Commission has already contributed some money that I think we as the parish are going to match along with Coalition to Restore Coastal Louisiana due to phase two. So we're going to go from the edge of the fishing pier was phase one, kind of in a big arch around the sets of power lines in front of the boat launch, and phase two is going to take off from there and go all the way around to the entrance ramp of the boat launch. So it was, again, really cool to have 200 plus people in Leeville yesterday. NFL personnel, members from the Super Bowl host committee were there. Elizabeth Adams, who works for Entergy, who's the chairwoman of the host committee, who's a local girl. She grew up in South Lafourche. She came back home to experience this with us as well. So it was good to have all these people in town and really show off Lafourche and really show off the place that feeds and fuels the nation and is the place people want to live, work, and play.
Well, and look, it's really cool to actually have the physical shells that you put down. But if the NFL maybe shows that during Super Bowl week, shows it in a pregame, postgame, those kind of things, the getting the word out about what we're dealing with down here is going to help 1,000 times more to raise awareness, I would think.
Yeah, no doubt. Not only about the coastal restoration initiatives that we're doing and coastal land loss across Louisiana as a whole, but I can tell you every person who was not from Lafourche who was there, and there were out of the 200 plus people that were there, about 150 of them were not from Lafourche. It was the first time they'd ever been there, and every single person asked about the boat launch, asked about the fishing pier, asked about how much fish they could catch off at night. So I think we're going to see a rebound of this. And you're right, Harry. Getting NFL-wide press. And there's already been some stories. There's an article in the Advocate and the Times-Picayune yesterday. They got picked up, I think, kind of nationwide about the project. Again, having yourself tied to the Super Bowl does great things, and I think we're going to see some tourism effects from it. We're going to see people not only volunteering, hopefully, for the next phase of this, but people who just want to come back and enjoy the sportsman's paradise that is Lafourche Parish and come down and catch some fish with it.
Yeah, I know we got local Lafourche that kind of raises awareness in that. But I work for a company. Whenever we have a convention, we're always looking for something to build bikes for kids or do all those kind of things. Do you get the word out for people to convention in New Orleans, like, hey, here's a good opportunity to go spend a day on the water, plant, shrubs or whatever it would be, coastal shrubs or this kind of stuff. Do y'all have awareness for those, connected with the conventions?
Yeah, we do. Restore Retreat Coalition, Restore Coastal Louisiana, Restore Mississippi Delta Valley Coalition, all do a really good job at that. That if there's a service project tied to a convention, whether it has an environmental green space to that conference or not, we typically get a project somewhere, right? It floats around the coast. There's been some stuff down in Lafitte. Of course, there's been some stuff down in St. Bernard. We've done some smaller stuff like this, right? Restore Retreat's really good at bringing people down a couple times a year to do plannings around other projects that either we did as the parish, the Port Commission did. But this was really the first, I think, true national significance project that we've ever seen. Right. Again, we were tied to the NFL and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And look, for somebody who does that kind of, it's always cool to do those things. I mean, you like to drink and eat and all that stuff, but these kind of things are what you remember from those. Hey, Archie, thanks so much for joining us, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Harry. Always a pleasure.
All right, we'll be right back with more Bitey Time right after this.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bourke, know your rights.